Let's talk about thinking like a genius. What if I told you it's not about having some off-the-charts IQ? It's actually about making a few key mental shifts. In this explainer, we're going to break down 6 of them, no high IQ required, just a fresh perspective. Okay, so when you hear the word genius, what comes to mind? Probably some stereotype, right? Like you need this crazy lightning bolt of inspiration. Or you have to have the brain of Einstein himself. But honestly, that's not what this is about. Not at all. Yeah, that whole image of the brilliant scientist in a white lab coat, it's mostly a myth. The big secret is that genius isn't some identity you're born with. Think of it more like a framework, a completely new way of approaching the world, and it's something anyone can learn. So, where do we even begin? Well, the first couple of shifts are all about the process, completely transforming how you tackle problems, and it starts with the kind of questions you ask. And Einstein, of all people, really summed this up perfectly. This is our first shift. You have to fall in love with the problem, not the solution. We're all wired to jump straight to the answer, but geniuses, they obsess over the question itself, because they know if you get the problem right, you're already halfway there. So instead of just rushing to a conclusion, try asking questions like these. It's a total shift from ego to pure, raw curiosity. But asking is only half of it. The other half is being ready for the answer, especially when it's not the one you wanted. Thousands. Just let that number sink in for a second. That's roughly how many times Edison's team failed before they cracked the light bulb. We celebrate that one single win, and we completely forget about the mountain of attempts that just didn't work. And that points to a simple truth. Geniuses fail way more than anyone else. And this brings us to our second big shift. You have to treat every single failure as feedback. Geniuses don't see mistakes as the end of the road. They see them as data. Asking this question right here turns a setback into a masterclass, into a lesson that easy success could never, ever teach you. Okay, so now that we've covered the process side of things, let's dive into creativity. Our next 2 shifts are all about where those truly original, groundbreaking ideas actually come from. Which leads us straight to our third shift. Stop just storing facts and start connecting ideas. Look, a lot of smart people are great at memorizing stuff, but geniuses, they're brilliant at synthesizing it. They see this intricate web of connections where most people just see a bunch of isolated dots. You know who else got this? Steve Jobs. He absolutely nailed it. You don't have to invent everything from scratch. The real magic, that big aha moment, happens when you link existing ideas from totally different worlds. So how do you train that connection muscle? It's simple. You have to feed your brain the most diverse diet you can. Read books from fields you know nothing about, mix art with science, connect psychology to your business strategy. The more dots you collect, the more insane connections you can make. And that flows right into our fourth shift. You have to relentlessly ask, what if? It's this almost childlike curiosity that, let's be honest, most of us unlearn. But that simple little question, it is the seed for every single world-changing innovation, from the smartphone in your pocket to the self-driving cars of tomorrow. Now, all of these amazing questions and wild connections need room to breathe. And that brings us to our fifth shift, which is all about building yourself a thinking sanctuary. Let me just say this as plainly as I can. Noise kills genius. It's a simple, brutal truth of our modern world. You cannot have deep, original thoughts when you are just constantly being bombarded by distractions. And what's the noise? Oh, you know exactly what it is. It's the endless scrolling, the fire hose of everyone else's opinions, and even that pressure to constantly be explaining yourself. The greatest thinkers fiercely protect their focus because they know that great ideas need quiet to even be heard. So the key here is to get intentional about creating silence. You have to literally schedule time just to think. Go for a walk and on purpose leave your phone at home. And learn to embrace boredom. Because boredom is an empty space. It is the fertile ground where creativity is born. Think of it this way. You have to turn down the volume of the world just so you can finally hear the whisper of your own intuition. That's where all the best ideas are, just waiting for you. Okay, let's pull all of this together with our sixth and final shift. This is the one that elevates your thinking from just being clever to being truly world-changing. It's all about connecting your thinking to a deeper purpose. Because here's the thing. True genius isn't about being the smartest person in the room. It's about being the most driven by a sense of meaning.
Think about Einstein or Curie or someone like Musk. They weren't just solving little puzzles, they were chasing a massive, world-altering impact.
So let's recap the real toolkit then. It's not about IQ, it's about this. 1. Falling in love with the problem. 2. Treating every failure as feedback. 3. Connecting ideas. 4. Asking what if. 5. Creating silence. And number 6, chasing a purpose that's way bigger than yourself. Remember, genius isn't some exclusive identity. It's a practice. It's a choice. So the real question isn't if you can think like a genius. It's which problem that really matters to you are you going to start thinking about differently starting today?